Hey everybody, welcome back to That's Good Stuff and another round of It Came from Tubi. So Tubi is one of the best streaming sites, but they also make original movies, and it's our job to watch them. So we are going to get started, and already we're not on a great start, Jared, because we get this logo pop up. It's the Asylum. So we're watching an Asylum movie. Jared almost vetoed it,
Mm,
but we had to go through, right, Jared? Um,
no.
no. So we start the movie and some boxes are being dropped out of a plane. It's a cargo plane. They're dropping some cargo, and we get these guys on a boat, and they look like they're you know, bad hombres, and they are. And
Mm,
but this girl in the middle, man, it looks like they picked her out like she's like a Starbucks barista, and they're like, "Hey, be in this movie," and she didn't get the script or anything because she never looks like she knows what's going on in this scene. So yeah, they start to pull in these boxes, but all of a sudden, sharks. The shark eats the cargo box, and we don't really tell why these sharks are so aggressive. I was thought this movie would have been based on the news where they found cocaine in sharks, but no, these are just really mean sharks. A pot of sharks, Jared, as we're told. So one shark takes this guy away,
mm.
and then the next shark jumps and eats another man.
The worst visuals.
Yeah, so they all get taken out by the sharks, even the barista lady. The shark jumps on the boat, so it's
They
gonna.
all die, right?
Yeah, they all die. Everyone's dead, and they sink. The sharks sink the boat because they didn't want to just kill the people; they wanted to sink the boat. So we meet. Oh, title screen. Great White Waters is what the movie's called. Jared, a little better font than the last movie, I would say. That one was pretty terrible. So we meet our happy couple. Her name is Gia. I forget his name. He gets very Rob-like vibes off from Birdemic. He's not a great actor. One of
Well,
the first,
he has like a code name
yeah,
later, and that's all I can remember.
they do say his name because they're like, oh, we'll get justice for whatever his name was. Um, but one of the first scenes, she's like, is that alcohol for me? And he's like, guilty. He says guilty really weird. And it's just like, what?
Mm.
We
Wait, go
meet,
back.
uh,
No, go back.
going back.
I have the most to say about this scene.
Really?
After he gives the alcohol to her, he's like, "You're gonna want to put that down. We gotta go look at some for what I'm about to show you." And they get up, and music starts playing, like they're gonna travel. And there's gonna be like this long scene of them like just walking or something. They go down a few steps and then they're there and the music stops. And I was like, the hell? Why did you start with that? And then so where they were sitting before, where they were drinking their alcohol, they could see the ocean or the pier. They go down to the pier and he's like, surprised the boat is ready. And I was like, she could see from there. Why didn't she mention it before?
Like, hey, is that our boat?
I A lot happened in that one scene, and I was like, this is terrible.
True, there is a lot of stuff. We get a lot of back. So this is 5 years before the movie takes place. They just got married, right? So the boat is her gift, her newlywed gift. And he's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go boating. I'm gonna teach you how to scuba. You're gonna be the best scuba diver." And she's like, "What if the sharks are waiting for me?" And oh no, that's a different part. Um, and then does he play her the song on this? I don't think that's
Not
it.
yet.
No. Okay, so they just kind of they're like, "Oh, I know what happened." He tells her that he has to go away for the job, right? And she's like,
Mhm.
"How long will you be gone?" And he's like, "I like to get in there and get out, so not too long." And she's like, "Okay." We meet the bad guy. His
What
name
is he?
is
Is he eating caviar just straight from the can?
no. You know what I thought it was? I thought he had one of those old school like those sundaes you get from the grocery stores. Those really terrible ice cream. with like the wooden
Oh,
spoon. I thought that's what it was, but he's just eating like Breyer's ice cream, and it's like a tiny little container for someone. So this is a bad guy. His name's Reverend, and his henchman right here is called Jarrett, and he's like, you got to
his
go
name
get.
is Jareth.
Is it Jareth?
TH. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
I
Jarrett.
had to look it up because I kept hearing different things.
So Reverend's in the tea business, right? He
Matcha.
imports tea, yeah. And he's like, my crates got taken in the ocean. You got to go get them, man. And he's gonna meet with the governor for some reason. He's got a meeting with the governor, so he needs his matcha tea. And he's like, "Hey, look at this. There's the Hoopers, and the Hoopers are my accountants. But the Hoopers like have been embezzling money, so we're gonna take out the Hoopers." So like Doge taking out PB Sesame Street, they shoot the Hoopers. You just hear a gunshot. You're just like, and Jared's like, "Oh, Jared." He's like, "Oh no." So he means we meet tough girl number one.
I thought this was the main girl for the longest time because I just saw blonde hair. I assumed that was her. I was like, oh, she's joined the wrong crowd.
She went back. So this is tough girl number one. She's an expert sniper. We know that because she talks about COD guns, and the guy's all impressed. He's like, "What? You shot it from that far?" And she's like, "Yeah." We meet tough girl number two, and she had just stabbed a man in the leg to get some. I don't. They call it an interview. I don't know what she's interviewing him about. And she uses the same knife she stabbed him with to cut this apple. That's
She
how
wiped it
tough.
off.
That's how tough she is. She did wipe it off. She doesn't want to get disease, but and she's like eating this apple, and Jared's here, and he's like, "Hey, did you like look up the new girl?" And she's like, "Yeah, she checks out." And he's like, "I'm in
He's like, I'm gonna
charge."
kill her when we're done.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, "I'm in charge." And she's like, "How long though?" Meanwhile, Gia, she's being sad on the sad boat, and she's gonna dive in with her cute pink swimwear. So she dives in there. She finds the jar of matcha, and she's like, what's this?" And she takes it back to her boat, and surprise, Jared,
The biggest pack
there
I've
is
ever
a
seen.
giant. Well, what's weird? She's like sniffing the matcha. I guess she can sniff drugs through the packaging because she starts digging through the matcha and she finds a giant pack of cocaine or whatever this is.
She trained with those dogs that can sniff it.
And she like you think she would call the Coast Guard and be like, "Hey, I found some cocaine," but no, she calls some lady. I think her name is Lydia or something like that. And she puts this cocaine in a jar away for later. She's gonna keep it for later.
The jar isn't that big, and I thought it was gonna be like a little compact pack, but it's just like
I know.
huge pack of drugs.
How they even fit the matcha in there? This is the tech guy. He's also slash HR guy because he gets them all the papers for the new hires. What was his
Oh
name?
yeah, you gotta finish
Your
like
onboarding.
onboarding.
His name's Teller, right? So, and he don't like the water. He's like, "I hate the water. I had to get my computer waterproofed. That's why I'm late." Gia, she's on the sad
This
boat.
is the part.
She's watching a video of her husband singing a song for her. He's not very good, but he at least warns her. And then she makes the sad face. So the bad guys are out on the water and they're like, "Hey, what's that over there?" And they're like, "It's a lady, and she's a lady fishing." And they're like, "Is she with anyone else?" And he's like, "Nah, looks like she's alone." And they call her Soda Pop because she drinks a soda, and that's her new nickname. So
That's how you get nicknames.
that's how you get Soda Pop because everyone says Soda Pop nowadays. They call Reverend, and he's like, "What? Why are you calling me?" Because they're like, "Don't call this dude unless you have good news." But he makes tough girl number two call her, and she's like, "Yeah, we're there. There's a girl on a boat," and he's like, "What?"
Mm.
And they're like, yeah, we call her Soda Pop. And he's like, all right, get the stuff and then get rid of Soda Pop. And next time, only call me if you have good news. He was there with the governor, and he's like, he puts like an air tag on the governor or something. He's like, we're gonna keep tags on you,
That governor was old. I was like, how is he
because
still like a governor?
it's Florida, I guess, and everyone's old.
Mm.
So they go down to get the jars and the crates, and this is the boat, and it's that guy's boat, and they're like, "Where's the guys?" But they don't know. This shark, this guy was originally the guy driving the boat, but for some reason he went down with them, and this shark just looks him in the face and then just takes him away, and that's how this guy dies.
Doesn't even kill him, just takes him away. Just
And this guy's up on the boat with the tech guy, and the tech guy, he's like seeing bogeys on his computer. He's like, I think these are sharks. And the guy's just like, I'm gonna shoot them. So he starts like shooting in the water, and the tech guy's like, No, you idiot, you're gonna shoot the people. He's like, whoops. Gia, she hears the gunshot, so she comes over and is like, Is everyone okay? And she's like, I have this nifty device, and they're like, she's like, turn off all your electronics. And he's like, well, isn't your electronic gonna make noise? And she's like, yeah, but it's a shark repelling electronic. So she puts that down there. And it's so they can get away because the sharks really don't like you. I mean, they swim and it's like, ow, that hurts my ears. So they come aboard and they try to play nice at first. And he's like, here's my girlfriend. We were just out here having fun. I don't know why we're with these other guys, but um, and she's like, well, I heard gunshots. Are you sure there wasn't someone else out there? And she's like, no, we were alone. And they're like, wow, you really know a lot about sharks. I keep saying, and she's like, yeah, I'm an accountant. That's her cover story. And then they want to use her device. So Jared's like, give us your device. He tried to be nice, but she wouldn't do it. She's like, I gotta go. And he's like, no, you gotta chum the waters. They say chum the waters a lot in this movie. Um, so they want her to chum the waters and use her device so they can get the crates. And she's like, okay, I guess
Gareth
I,
is pretty bloodthirsty at this point. He's like,
yeah.
someone is gonna die.
He's very sensitive, man, but he wants to kill everyone.
He's a tender guy.
He's a tender guy. So she goes with the one dude. I think his name was Barrett or something like that, Barton or something like that. And they get in her boat and they start chumming the waters. And he's like, "Chum the waters," and she's like, "Ugh."
Not all at once.
"Yeah," and she's like, "I know how to chum the waters." Um, And then the sharks started attacking. But then she gets a call, right? And
Oh
it's like
yeah.
unknown caller, and he's like, answer it. And she does, and he like gets it. And surprise, she's actually tough girl number 3. She's the DEA. And she like gets the gun away from this guy and choke holds him, and she puts the handcuffs on him. So she
I don't
come.
think she could choke him.
Nah, she was very she looks very light. Like you could just throw her away. But
Like her arms couldn't even go around him. Like
yeah, there's a part coming up where she kind of like punches a gun from someone. And I'm like, how did she do that? So she called this Lydia. It turns out to be her boss. And she's like, well, I found some cocaine and some tea, and we got to get out here. But the boss is like, no, you are supposed to be on vacation. You are taking your vacation days. I don't want to hear nothing about this. You come back in and don't follow up on this at all. You're taking your vacation.
she's
And
like, stand down, agent, whatever.
the sniper's watching, and she could see that a bunch of sharks are coming. Gia had let this guy go, and a very weird part because he's like, "Give me my rifle," and she's like, "Okay." So she just gives this guy the rifle, and they start shooting at the sharks
She
because
was watching the whole time, right? How did she not see him get choked out?
I don't think she was watching at that point. I think she started hearing the gunshots, and that's when she started watching. So he saves her. um, Even though they were fighting just a couple minutes ago, he saves her from this very CG shark, shoots him right in the mouth. And how does she repay him? Well, they jump in the water, and she's like, "Swim behind me! I got the thing." And he doesn't swim fast enough. He gets eaten by a shark. So, way to go, Gia. Tough girl number one suits up because she couldn't snipe the sharks because she's like, I can't see them because they're underwater, you dummy. So she's like, I'm going in, and he's like, what? And she suits up. She got a harpoon, and she got to jump in there, and she shoots the shark right in the mouth. So the day is saved for a little bit. Gia climbs up on the boat, but not before she stupidly dropped her gun in the ocean. I don't know why she was going for her gun. And it's not
Oh
like
yeah,
she
because
could.
she was like packing at one point because she gets like a rifle and like
Hmm.
a handgun.
Yeah, and she was gonna. She put her handgun in her shorts, and it would be all wet. I don't know why she thought she could use it underwater or something. I don't know. So they're getting the tea up, and Tough Girl number one's reeling in the cargo, and the shark just jumps out of the water, lands right on her line, makes her fall in the ocean, and that's the end of Tough Girl number one. So they gotta regroup, and they gotta call the Reverend. And Jared's really crying, man. He's just like, I'm worth, I'm valuable to this company because Tough Girl number two was like, dude, I've been here for like 2 years and been doing better than you, and that doesn't make him happy. And the Reverend guy tells Tough Girl number one, get on the phone. Someone's got to pay for this for all these mistakes. And he's like, well, tell her told you guys to go out there in the ocean, so make sure you shoot him in the shoulder. So she does, and he's like, ow. So they get back in the water because Jareth is determined to get all these crates and all the bottles, and because he's like, I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna fix this. So he jumps in there, and a shark comes, and Gia jumps in the water, and I can't even describe this. The shark was coming right at Jareth, and she somehow like punches the shark or something, and the shark, takes off. He's afraid of this little
Well,
girl
she
that,
says the whole like if you punch a shark in the gills, it will give up or
yeah.
it gets hurt. But she just punched it in the face,
It looked like
and
they
then it
just
just
collided. It didn't even look like. And they're like, dude, you know a lot about sharks. They, they say that again, and she's all, yeah, my husband and I got attacked on the water one time, so I know about sharks, and that doesn't really explain anything. Uh,
it was worse than her first excuse or
yeah.
story
So she jumps in, she gets the remaining bottles, and a surprise, she found a gun on like the ocean floor, right? Where it's so
from
she
the
put
last ship.
Yeah, so she picked it up and she took it with him because Jareth was gonna shoot her, and she's like, "No, you're not." And she like gets the gun away from him somehow, and then she gets the other gun, and now she's dual wielding.
Oh, that's when she kicks the gun out of his hand.
Did she kick
And then
it?
she kicks or punches it, and then she gets that one from the bag.
Yeah, and then so she's this the point where she tells him she's DEA, and
Yeah.
then Jareth's like, I knew it, man." And tough girl number two don't really care. She's like, "What you gonna do about it?" And then, well, she's like, "Well, look at that helicopter. Looks like the DEA's here, but it's not the
It doesn't
DEA.
look like a DAA copter.
No, it's
It
red."
looks just, yeah.
And it's
What a
like,
dummy.
and it's Reverend, and he's here to get his cargo, and he tells Jareth to like jump on the helicopter with him, and Jareth does because he's loyal. But then he's like,
He's like, I've been here for 10 years. 10
"Yeah,
years, let me fix it. And then he shoots him.
let me fix it. Let me fix it." Yeah, he just keeps crying that, and he shoots him. And Jareth falls
I
off.
thought he shot him dead, but he
Yeah, he's
falls
not
into the
dead.
water
Because he looks like he's dead when he's falling, but he's not. He just kind of falls in there, and the sharks smell blood, so they go and eat Jareth. And then the helicopter's trying to fly away, but the shark leaps out
He's
of the
like, that's
water.
my tea.
Yeah, he really likes this tea. and he won't let go of the helicopter because they're
He's
like,
like cocaine bear. He wants his cocaine.
the helicopter's like starts spinning around with the shark on it, and
Dude, the pilot is like old, man. He's like an old man.
is he that
Cause
old?
he's cause he's old, the Reverend dude.
Yeah.
And then they show the pilot, and I was like, "Jeez,
So the shark's like swinging on this thing, and the helicopter crashes into the boat. Everyone like jumps out of the boat. The tech guy gets his head chopped off by like the propeller.
I was
Just
surprised
like
about that." I was like, "Dang."
randomly, he's like, ah. So it just ends up with Gia and Tough Girl number two and the Reverend all in a boat. And the Reverend's like, who are you? Why is this so personal to
He's
you?
like, "Look at me,"
Yeah, he's really
and
evil.
he's like, "Why are you here? Did I do something to you?" And he's like, "I remember you." And
Yeah,
she's
and he gives her
like,
the
"You
whole,
killed my husband, your CEO, as you like to call him."
and he gives him the he gives her like the whole Batman Begins thing where he's like, your husband went out like a little piggy, and a dog
Because he
ate him.
says a dog bit him in the throat,
Yeah, dog
and
bit
he
him in
started
the,
squealing like a pig.
and she gets mad
And she's
because
like, "You're gonna squeal like a piggy."
because she Tough Girl number two is like, well, we gotta play this cool. We're gonna
Oh
take him
yeah, because
in.
she's DEA too, or some kind of crime
Yeah, she's with the
unit.
crime drug unit or something. We found that out too. So,
She's like,
uh,
"I've been on this case." It's like Jingle All the Way. I've been on this case for years. Then you just messed it all up.
yep. And she's like,
But
"Oops."
they become best friends real fast though.
Yeah, yeah. Tough girls got to stay together. But and she was like, play it cool. We'll take him in. We could still do this. But no, she just jumps on him and starts like choking him. And then she like puts his arm in the water, and a shark comes and eats his arm. And he's like, ah. And
Dude, I
then,
don't know how she's gonna have a job after this. She's breaking all the rules.
oh, here's the part. He just comes and eats a guy's
She's like, "Squeal, piggy, we squeal."
Who's squealing now,
And
man?
then she's like, "The pot of sharks will get you." And
I don't think
I'm angry at this point because their
I don't think
sharks
sharks
aren't in a
swim in
pod.
pods, right? That's whales.
That's whales. They're a shiver.
So the day is saved, and the tough girls win.
What is
And
their last converse? Oh, she's like, "I would have done the same thing if my husband got eaten by a dog."
yeah,
And she's like, "Yep."
yep,
And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go."
yep. And they give hugs. Yep. And that was it. And then we find out
No, should we find out there's a
at,
daughter
at the very end, there's a daughter. She's
and
like,
she's
"Mommy,
DEA.
I miss you, mommy."
Do
And she's like, "I know, but I've been getting revenge for your dad
you
out there."
remember your dad? Oh no, you don't, because he's dead.
Mommy, you've been gone for so long. And she's like, "Yeah, I've been trying to get bloody revenge, and I did. I fed your dad's killer to a shark. Are you proud of me,
And she's like,
daughter?"
"Wow, that's cool.
And she's like, "Yeah, it is."
I'll be
And
home in a few hours or something like that." And then they go play on a beach.
yeah, and she's like, "Hey, I got this. Remember this bracelet? It looks just like your bracelet." And she's like, "Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I remember from my mom is that our bracelets match." So tough girls, 2-1 against sharks. And that was Great White Waters. So last time gave our last movie a kids cuisine, chicken nuggets, but I think this one we got to give up some fish sticks, right? You just like some
That's not a
soft.
TV dinner. That's
I'm
fish sticks.
sure some TV dinners have fish sticks in them.
This this is like a lean cuisine.
A
This
lean cuisine. Do they have fish?
probably.
Yeah, some Alfredo. I don't know. Some shrimp. They probably got some shrimp noodle stuff. But yeah, I was expecting like I don't know Sharknado or they tried to make a movie. They tried to make this like a serious movie. But all this
They tried to
of
make Sharknado with those scenes with the sharks jumping.
I don't. What did you? Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be when you first saw
It
that
was
Asylum?
worse than I thought it was.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Did
you
they
would?
still make movies or did they go bankrupt?
No, there's still. This one was 2025.
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Oh
it just
man.
came out.
How can they still make movies?
They make them for cheap and they sell them to the international markets. Um, so you would think that our last one was better, you're saying.
It
So
was fun.
that's what I say. You give it some of the like very um not very cooked fish sticks and some ketchup. And that's your meal for this soggy fish sticks and ketchup, not even tartar sauce. Ketchup, Jared.
Hold on, I can't. No, we can't just do fish sticks. We said TV dinners. Hold on, fish TV
Well, they
dinners.
got that Gordon Ramsay one, but we can't give it the
That's
best.
a good. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we can't give it that quality.
Stouffer's has a fish fillet frozen meal.
Okay, we're giving it a
Sealing
Stouffer's
Cuisine is the second one. Tortilla crusted fish.
tortilla crusted. We're giving Great White Waters tortilla crusted fish.
There is a Dave or Gordon Ramsay's one.
Yeah, it's like
It's fish and chips. It
fish
looks
and chip.
good.
Yeah, we can't give it that. I don't think this movie deserves that. But yeah, so that was our Tubi movie. It came from Tubi. Great White Waters. So join us next time where we cruise the catalog of the Tubi originals to find you some great dinner material. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself, or even more good stuff. And we will see you next time.